Welcome, everybody, to the Loud and Drunk Podcast. I'm producer Dan. We have a fantastic show in store for you. But before we kick things off, I want to encourage you to subscribe to this podcast. We are on Apple, Google, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. Help us out by giving us a 5-star review. We are also on YouTube and Rumble, so make sure to smash that like button, leave us a comment, share this video with your friends, and subscribe to our channels. We have a lot of interesting things to talk about, and we want you to be a part of the conversation. So join us on social media. We are at Loud and Drunk on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Locals. While you're at Locals, please consider contributing to us so we can get some cameras, maybe up the production value of the podcast a little bit. So maybe it doesn't sound like we're screaming at the end of a fucking cave or something like that. All right.
Cave.
What's that?
I like our cave.
Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the cave. What we need to do is make it sound like we're not screaming in a cave.
We need to make it listenable.
We are in a fasting mode of foam.
A fasting mode of
fasting. That's Moses for you, ladies and gentlemen. A fasting mode of foam. Moses, do you have any...
That is a band name.
That is a band name. You should jot that down.
I'll jot it down. All right, that's fair.
Moses, do you have any other words of wisdom to open things up?
Whether you think you can or you can't, you're doing it.
Is that from Family Guy?
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, no.
All right, Stewie.
It's like they're doing all right. Like, everybody that listens, all one of you. Thanks, Christina.
That's not fair. That's not fair. We said that on our podcast before.
She's only 50% of her listeners.
We also have Pat. He listens to us. He says so on the show.
He did say that. Hey, Pat, I hope you can make it.
Whether you think you can or you can't.
You're right. You're right.
And so, do you have an interesting name for us in this episode, good sir?
Bob Olenkirk.
Bob Olenkirk.
Olenkirk.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
That's delightful to hear. How's the wife and kids?
Oh, they're, numerous and belligerent.
Yeah, that sounds about right, actually. Yeah.
See? Now I'm doing Futurama.
There we go. Hey, Moses, how's the wife and kids?
They're better than these American pancakes.
What American pancakes? What?
Oh, we get pancakes, and sometimes it's better like with the French toast.
I have pancakes are better. I have no idea.
Do not engage. Stop it right here.
French toast is better than pancakes.
Great.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
And that other voice you're hearing belongs to Justin. And Justin, you have big news, don't you?
Yes, news. I do. Oh, you son of a bitch. Yes, I'm here. Very happy to be here. And yes, I have some news. I am now an engaged person.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's a long time coming.
It is a very long time coming. Me and, Christina have been together a long time, and she proposed to me.
It's delightful.
And you know what?
Interesting.
That's fun and cool.
Yeah.
I know I'll eventually get flack from people who are like, it's not traditional.
Well,
do you feel like lesser of a man? You know what? No, I don't. And also, I don't care.
You shouldn't. Like, you should feel more of a man because she asked you.
Well, yeah, I'm a fucking catch.
Hot commodity.
You are.
Yeah.
Like, we have you on this podcast for a reason, and she just found that out by listening to you.
No, and you know what? Christina, who I've been with for a good amount of years now, she truly has made me, and I mean this in all, I bullshit a lot about things, but she's made me a better person because I'm kind of a nightmare when left my own devices.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And she proposed to me the other night, and I couldn't be happier. Now, we don't know if we're, getting married ever really in a full sense, but
you'll get married. You'll cross that bridge, but there's time. But like,
you're gonna.
Why wouldn't you do?
Is there time though? He's only getting
There's
older.
plenty of time.
He could be dead.
He could
tomorrow,
be.
baby.
Yeah, he could be dead any minute.
No,
He'd be dead right now.
I have different watches.
Oh my God, quickie wedding. Let's all go to Vegas.
Oh shit!
We already did that for your wedding.
Yeah, that
Moses.
was my wedding.
Oh my God, are
wedding
you guys
was-
getting married in Vegas?
No, absolutely not.
All right, thank
My
God.
wedding was pretty all right. Like, there were some haphazards, but like, I hate
This
that.
is my time to shine. Shut up, Moses.
Let's get into that in a minute, Moses. Smoother transition.
Yeah, but like legit, and like I know I'll catch shit, and I don't give a fuck. I love that girl. She loves me, and what I really appreciate about her is she's a person that actually fully understands her wants and needs. I am a person that is so absolutely confused by myself at a base level every fucking day.
Amen.
Straight up honesty. We've talked about marriage here and there and what we would do. I mean, I had we had travel plans that got fucked up by COVID and cat shots and all this shit. When she looked at me the other night and proposed, literally it was in our backyard. We're drinking cans of Corona, like nothing fucking special, but she goes after what she wants. And you know what? That's what I appreciate. And that's why I love her so fucking much, because she has an idea of what she wants.
There must be a reason she's going after you. So there's something
I told you, I'm a fucking catch, baby.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be jealous, Moses, you know. You got a fine girl yourself, but there's only one Justin in the world.
But like, we talked about it, and it's like, because listen, we have this story. It may not be 100% accurate, but like the story is she found me drinking in her cousin's front yard, which is more or less the truth of the situation.
Sounds right.
That sounds right.
Yeah. And
derelict
like,
vagabond.
It hasn't always been like fucking, what do you call it, butterflies and rainbows and whatnot. Like, we, got together and like messed around and stuff that first year, but like she was still in grad school at that time. And she had to go back. And when she did, I was like,
there was a
piece of shit about it. Let's
there
call
was
it what
a
it is.
connection, though.
We had a connection. We definitely had a connection, but like, I can't remember if I fucking ghosted her or what. I just, at that point in my life, I was fucking around, being a fucking idiot, drinking a ton, which that really hasn't changed much.
That's what we
But like,
What are you talking about? The name of this podcast is called Sober and Upstanding.
Yeah. Sober and loyal. But like, this is not anything that, is going to out anybody. I was doing my own thing. She, to her respect, I'm not going to spill her situation, but she was also went back and dated another guy and stuff. And when that next summer came around where she refound me in her neighbor's front yard drinking, that's when we got together.
She saw the potential.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, that's delightful.
Of a life.
Yes.
Of a life. Like, cause
I mean, the bottom line is that there's a time to do weird, fucked up shit and bang everybody that you see.
Yeah.
Because you're of that age. And
No,
then
100%.
You get old and
we're well past
and you
that.
don't
like,
do that
We're all
anymore.
well past
Oh,
that
dude,
age.
I was cruising
so.
for a
Speak for yourself. I'm fucking 16 years old. I'm fucking banging up and down the street. I'm this close to banging Justin right now. You know what a fucking catch he is? I don't give a shit if he's engaged right now.
Slinging candle over town.
He's doing the right thing, and he's got a great girl for it.
No, I do. But yeah, unfortunately you can't see that. I do have to keep swiping Pete's hand away from me.
I'm getting it.
I'm married,
I'm
and I'm still swiping Pete's hand away.
My arms are 8 feet long, and I will
You
get
are a
what I came
goddamn monkey.
for. And that is a double entendre.
Incredibly deceiving.
You are a fucking monkey.
But
Well, you feel that inside you?
and I mean this fully, but like, how do you guys feel about that? Because like, listen, the whole thing about like doing a proposal, like,
Okay.
Moses, you are
my
married.
proposal wasn't what I like, because I had all these romantic ideas in my head.
sure.
And when it came down to it,
The word you're looking for is disappointing.
that's not what I'm looking for.
Oh, man.
No, because the way I did it wasn't what I intended.
right?
But I had all intentions of doing it on this trip.
And the word isn't disappointing.
It was. We were in the Keys. We got a free trip to the Keys. How could that be disappointing?
Was that a cocaine reference, or is that like the actual
Oh, there was
place?
no cocaine involved. It was a fucking trip
All right, now.
with my now wife, but like it was an awkward situation because like I wanted to do it at I can't remember what it's called there, but in the Keys,
Disney
Like
World, I think.
Disney World at the Keys.
No, it wasn't.
I'm not very familiar with Florida.
But like I could have done it. It could have been more grandiose, but I did it kind of low key.
Yeah.
But I had all intentions of doing it grandiose. And
Like
then
somebody
when it came
pushes
down
out a
to
cow
it,
that says,
I
"Will
was
you
just-
marry me?"
No, there was no dowry.
All right.
You didn't get your 47 heads
But
of cattle.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, this guy missed out.
It worked out in a way that, like, because it was a long time. I was with my wife now. Like, we were together for 10 years before.
Right.
9 years before we married.
Yeah.
It was just like a thing that everybody saw coming.
No,
So
for
it makes
sure.
it a little bit
Right,
harder to
right.
like make it special. And
Is she a beard? Is it like a gay thing? and she's like posing.
You've met my wife, and I will let Nancy know that you think of.
She doesn't listen to this podcast. Why would she?
No, she doesn't.
She has way better taste than that. Are you serious?
Yeah, but I can still tell her what you said.
Oh, that's fair.
She follows
Once
us
again,
on
the
Instagram.
word of the day is disappointment.
She does follow us on Instagram.
Oh, God damn it. I'm sorry, Nancy. I do love you. A lot more than your husband.
You're going to get throat punched so hard.
Nancy's the best.
And
thing.
then
You're
Moses can't reach my throat, so I'm good on that.
That's why I have Nancy.
So
That's why I married up. Because she's taller. And I did marry up.
Well, like, there
Not
are
just the height.
there are like societal stressors in the whole.
It was just a weird thing because I didn't know what she would be akin to with proposal.
right.
It's like if you put somebody on the spot, it's just like a weird thing. It wasn't like terribly on the spot because there was nobody there that she knew, but like it was still on the spot.
Well, it's like either you are on the side of that we, for better or for worse, we know people on both sides of this, but like everything, you got to have a photographer. It's on a beach and there's a sunset.
Well,
happening in
that
the
was a
background.
later thing that we got fucked later.
If
but-
there's not a cow, it's really not a proposal.
Oh, you got married in the desert where nobody could say,
Oh my God, it
nobody
was
could fucking leave
awful.
from.
I'm just so glad that your mother
That
was
is-
there.
We'll save that story for a little bit, but yes.
Yeah, there's. I hope when you guys get married, you do it on a boat because Nancy can't do boats. She'll vomit,
Noted.
and she'll get the same Christina experience.
I was gonna say that's
That-
bullshit because
evil
Christina sucked it up to go to your bullshit in the middle of the fucking desert,
Yeah, she
like
did.
130
Yeah,
degree
well,
day,
nobody
in the middle
knew
of
that-
goddamn
nobody knew
Riyadh in Saudi
she was,
Arabia.
She was adverse to fucking motion sickness.
Heat and motion sickness in a limo with an air conditioner that could not keep up.
I can't
Now,
believe
granted,
it.
that's not your fault.
It was,
It is his fault.
It's half and half. I take half responsibility for that.
Got married in the high desert outside
I was
of
about.
Vegas.
Well, I was.
And I
it
got
was
into the
about
fight
us.
for the priest for you.
And
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, and that didn't help.
Gentlemen, gentlemen.
got
Why don't
charged
we
more.
start this story from the beginning?
Yes.
Because the audience doesn't know what in the actual fuck you're talking about.
Okay, so the beginning, like I proposed to my wife in the Keys.
My wife.
My wife, very good.
Better not.
And I had all intentions of doing it on in the Keys. There's this place I can't remember what it's called.
What was she wearing?
Capris and a top.
Hot. Go on.
God damn it.
Like, I don't know what you're trying to get at.
This is already going to be a struggle, Pete. Please don't do this.
No, Moses got jokes all the time. I'm just trying to chime in and be supportive.
Yeah, but jokes are.
It sounds like
funny.
your woman
you're
was
not
very
doing jokes.
attractive in that moment. Could you
My wife is
illustrate?
fucking beautiful, and I will slap the piss.
Get back on track.
No, you can't walk away
You
from your
proposed
mic.
in the Keys at a place you
did.
can't remember.
Like I had intentions of doing it on this place in the Keys that like is a known thing. Like,
Sure.
'cause you go there for the sunset and
Oh, right,
the
right.
sunrise or something like that. And I chickened out because I was
A little
very, I was just
Nerves.
like not. I was
Yeah.
very nervous and.
Could you illustrate the nerves for me? I don't understand what you mean.
They were shaking like a Chuck Berry song.
Wow. Okay, that is illustrative. Thank you.
Yeah, if that works for you.
It does. Yeah.
Followed up
And
some weird
we
pea
got
stuff.
we got back to where we were staying, and then I did it because I was
Back at the place?
yeah
Where you
back
were
at the
staying?
place,
Okay, yeah.
and like there weren't people looking at me, and because there was a lot going on at this place. I can't remember what it's called, but
It's fine. It's
if
fine.
anybody has been to the Keys, you know of the fucking.
The
wall.
place.
The
You know,
place.
the
Yeah, like,
obvious place.
It's a place you go for the fucking sunrise.
Okay.
Like, it's a like a notable thing.
Right.
Sounds majestic.
It would have been, but I didn't like. I
Yeah.
I was cowardice.
Well, listen, my story's not going to be much better than yours, so sell it, baby.
Yeah.
Can you describe the capris?
hers? Yeah, they were genie.
Like I dream
like
of?
a
or-
Levi, no, like a Levi jeans. Like they were denim.
Never mind. That's not my
Gentlemen, this podcast may have just started, but it will never end if we keep asking questions
Yes,
about
yes.
details about the clothes
That's
on the
fair.
proposal.
Sorry,
Well, we
Dan, I'm
haven't
trying
even-
to get all of the details.
Well, we haven't even
here.
gotten to the wedding story.
I am married now to that woman.
All right. So we'll take the leap from the proposal to the wedding.
To the wedding. We got Nancy was all about getting married in Vegas.
Yeah.
That was a her thing, not
Yeah.
a me thing. And
Way to throw her.
It was what it was. It was hot.
You make your lady happy.
Yeah,
right?
well, she wanted to be married there.
Yeah.
I have no qualms about that, like that's fine.
And we were all very happy in the desert. I think that was nice.
Well, it was very hot, and we didn't plan it. Well, we also went in June.
Yeah, no, I didn't notice it was hot.
It was only like 107 to 111.
Was it? No, it didn't feel a degree over 114.
You sacrificed for love.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's what you do, because love is a labor, and you slave to the end.
That's a song lyric, right?
That is a song lyric, and I stand fast-tiddly.
Keep your momentum going.
End her suffering and yours, Louie.
Well, we did this, and it didn't work out for your troubadour.
My troubadour.
I think
I can't think of the right word.
I think troubadour, and that's like a minstrel.
Minstrel, a cousin of the raconteur.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
like a fucking medieval.
It's somebody who wants something, and they sing about it.
All right, I will distill this down to what happened. We all knew that the wedding was happening on a particular day, and we all drank the night before.
We did. We did drink a lot.
A good amount.
We also stopped at a place to drink, more for me and my mother. Also, there's a part of this about my mother that has to be told.
Yes.
It doesn't matter when it's told.
She's the best part of all of this.
She had the best ending of it, but she didn't have the best part of it.
No.
She did have the best ending, because that is, I'm going to use that in her eulogy when she eventually
You should.
Okay, all right. I'll take control for a second, and I'll cue you for your mother's story. All right, so, listen, we're in Vegas for 4 or 5 days, something like that. Yeah. We go there. We're having a good time. We're doing a good amount of drinking, but it's all in good fun, except for you breaking your phone.
Well, that was a different. I also had my mother there. So.
Yeah.
There's things there.
Fast forward to the day of the wedding. We're all doing our best. We get all gussied up, whatnot. Everybody's looking fine, and then the limo shows up because what was the name of where the sisters are in the desert? I can't remember the name of the park.
I can't remember. It was something. I can't remember what it's called.
It's like what, a half hour, 40 minutes outside of Vegas proper.
I'd say 40 minutes.
It's in their national park.
Red Rocks National Park or something like that.
The Seven Witch Sisters or something like that. Yeah.
So the limo pulls up to the hotel. It is seemingly, I guess, a little bit smaller.
It's just a regular limo. It's really just a regular limo.
And we had probably, close to 10 people? 12 people?
13.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I remember this because I asked them specifically before we even went there, before we even landed in Vegas. I asked them, I'm like, can it hold 13? And they're like, it can hold them, but it's not going to be great.
It can hold however many people you want.
I knew about it, but it's I also knew who was going, and we've been on weirder adventures.
I mean, you're not wrong.
But I also didn't know that Christina
had motion
sickness,
yeah.
or there's other things to it. And I didn't know any of that.
Because the air conditioning in the limo
the air conditioning was just what it was, and it doesn't. It's different because, you could have air conditioning.
Big heat apologist, you motherfucker.
No, it wasn't. It was bad. It was.
Well, from the way you guys described the story to me.
But my mother fucking survived, and my mother's 70 years old.
We'll get to your mother's story.
The way you guys described it to me, since I didn't go to this.
Right.
Even with
you didn't go to it.
I didn't go to this.
You were invited.
Now is not the time for this.
Now let's hear this out.
Now is the time to.
Even with the air conditioning on in your hotel rooms, it was irrelevant.
It was still irrelevant.
No, the air conditioning in the vehicle was set up for.
It was
the
regular
vehicle,
air conditioning.
It was the air conditioning in the vehicle was set up for the vehicle before they extended it to make it a limo.
It was a
so basically they the volume of the space inside was tripled.
It was made
to
suit a sedan.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, it couldn't keep up with how many people were in there.
We had too many people in it.
Yeah.
And
they fucked up. That's what happened. The limo company fucked up. Yeah, the limo company fucked up.
And so did I. I fucked up.
No, Moses, you're perfect. You never do anything wrong.
I know I'm perfect.
Hold on, guys.
I'll take responsibility.
Because we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. Please describe for the audience what it was like in the limo.
Okay, so we had
terrible.
13 people. Like, obviously not the worst situations. Sitting very close. Like, that's fine. That's
There
not the end of
wasn't
the
like
fucking
nobody
world.
was terribly overweight. There might have been one or two, but like it was fine. It was fine. Like it was everybody there was lithe.
It was that fairly kind of tight where you're not relaxed. You're fine.
Yeah.
You know you're not going that far.
You don't want to touch other people, but you're just
your hip
next to
bones
people.
are connected to the hip bones.
It's that kind of closeness where if you move a little bit, you're gonna get somebody else's sweat on you in a very visceral way.
Yeah.
And that's uncomfortable for both parties.
I mean, basically, we're in the limo, and yeah, it's tight. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but like, also, it's 107 or plus degrees outside.
Fucking
Super hot. Super hot, and I don't want to hear that dry heat bullshit from fucking anybody.
That doesn't mean anything. It is so unbearable. The difference feels like 2 or 3 degrees. It's almost immeasurable.
Hot is hot.
It's fucking hot.
If it's over 100 degrees, it's fucking hot.
Awful.
So we all get into the limo. It's fine.
Our love is hot.
All right.
And
so
we'll kill you.
We have about a 40-ish minute drive out to, I think it's Red Rocks National Park or whatever the case may be, where the Seven Sisters are. Hilarious. So we stopped at a rest stop.
Yeah,
if you could call it that.
Yeah.
They had a lot of beer. Like, there was a rest stop. That was a better rest stop than we ever saw.
No, it was, but like, people already knew when we stopped at the rest stop, we'll just call it 20 minutes into the ride, that largely everybody was in trouble, at least at minimum of discomfort.
I've never experienced a moment like that in my entire life, and I'm legitimately not joking, where I so desperately wanted to be drunk, but felt like I just could not consume any alcohol. I was miserable, and the alcohol would help. But at the same time, it was miserably fucking hot. Also, did you guys notice that they sold fireworks there?
Yeah, they did.
They sold fireworks and liquor.
Yep.
And I was like,
Honestly, we should have brought fireworks.
Yeah, probably, actually. Yeah.
In
Looking back
retrospect.
on it. Yeah.
All right. So, 20 minutes into the drive, everybody's already feeling a little bit ragged. We stay in the rest stop for like 10, 15 minutes.
Well, I had to find my mother.
Yes, you had to find your mother. But I think we picked up some more waters or whatever the case may be.
I got beer there.
Yeah, of course you did. So 20 minutes into essentially a little less than halfway to the park, we stop, we get a bunch more waters. Everybody's enjoying the air conditioning inside the rest station. And now we have to do the next 25 minutes, which really degraded very quickly. And like, even for me, like, just straight up, and like I wasn't wearing anything crazy, like slacks, a button-up shirt, a tie, and a vest. Just straight up sweat running straight down my back,
boiling through it.
Yeah, and I'm also sitting in one of these positions where because not everybody can have their back. We're so tight, not everybody can have their back up against the seat. Nah. So I'm doing that thing where you're kind of like leaning on your knees.
Yeah,
and I just feel the sweat, and I know Christina. It's like I know she can get have an issue with motion sickness, and like
I have to interject here because you were very well, like way more well dressed than you needed to be.
Oh yeah,
you had like a 3-piece on, but like without the jacket.
Yeah,
like,
without the jacket. Yeah,
and like that's because I was in a getup.
You were in a getup.
That was polyester at best, and it was a lot. Like because when I saw you get dressed, I'm like, sure you want to do that? Like you could leave.
Well, it's what I brought.
You're
small though, so you dissipate heat differently.
Maybe.
Justin and I are like a normal height.
He was dressed like.
You're my friends. I wanted to show him.
I appreciate it, but it was
wearing like a fucking pickle barrel.
he had a 3-piece on, and he took it like he was sweating in that.
Oh yeah, I was sweating. Everybody was sweating.
Yeah, it was brutal.
Like I was sweating, and like I should be sweating but I was also dressed ridiculously as well.
All right, so I'm going to shorten this story. So we get to the ride. It sucked. Christina held in all her fucking bullshit and popped outside of the limo, and respect to her that she had the ability to do so.
She was a G. She was a G.
She got through it.
Yeah. We got through. We got outside, went over, and she had some vomiting, which is... She
had like heat stroke.
It was like straight up like
she
heat
kind of had
heat stroke
level.
Yeah, did the wedding. That was real quick. followed your mom around, picked up a lot of cigarette butts.
Well,
That
she was
was
in a
my
national
favorite.
park, and
That
my
was
mother
my
does not give a
favorite.
fuck.
Yeah, that's true.
I will comment. Is this if this is the appropriate
Yeah,
time?
I think this is a
I
good
really
point to
want to
interject.
chime in on
How my
your-
mother was.
Yes,
That's why.
specifically.
That's why I broke a fucking phone. Like,
Well,
my mother is a lot.
but at the national, when we finally got out
What
of
does
the
it
limo,
matter at that
she just was chain smoking cigarettes,
She
lighting one cigarette with the last one.
She saw
And it
her
was-
baby boy get married.
Is that what was happening?
That's part of it.
She's saying, and I mean no
That's part of
insult.
it.
I mean no insult to you with this, Moses.
Oh, yeah, no,
I really
no
don't.
disrespect. Like,
I
we love
think-
your mother.
Yeah,
She had a lot going on
No,
at
no,
the
no.
time.
That's
because
fine.
This is something that she didn't even see possible.
that's fine, but that's not that's
And I found a good girl too.
You did.
that's fine.
Like, it wasn't-
That's not what I'm saying though. What I'm saying is that
What she's like. That's what my mother's basing all.
let me
this
say
off of.
let me say it. Let me say it. What I'm saying is that yes, I'm sure that she had those emotions. That makes sense. You know, you're her fucking child, this, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. I get all of that. But while she was in that moment, she was chain smoking cigarettes, and
was
that's
nervous.
fine. There's nothing. That's
No,
fine.
no,
There's
that's
nothing.
fine.
I
there's
get
nothing
where we
wrong with
were.
that.
It's not the coos
That's
thing
fine.
to do, but
There's
fuck
nothing
'em.
wrong with that.
Fuck 'em.
What I'm saying is not. What I'm saying is that there's nothing wrong with what she did. I'm not passing judgment on it. I'm just saying that me as the outsider. So I'm just an observer to all of this. I'm a guest at this wedding. I'm super happy to be here.
No, you
On the-
made your presence known with the fucking the drop. Like once we eventually landed there,
Yeah.
you
well,
made
yeah.
like
I'm
I
willing to do
get
that.
it, but it was a
Stay
bit
on track
much.
on the story.
The bottom line is that what I loved about just observing this situation with your mother, which you had the weight of dealing
Yeah, the
with,
whole thing.
resolving,
Oh, I've been dealing with that.
whatever you
the
want
whole
to
trip
call
already.
that. I just love that everyone was putting forth this like everybody's trying to be someone that they're kind of not.
Yeah.
Like we're all
What
like
is expected?
Human
No,
nature. Human
we're
nature.
all just doing this thing that we're supposed to do.
my
And
mother's
she's
just
the
being
only
herself.
she's the only one who's actually just being herself, and she's lighting another cigarette with the last one, and she's just throwing them on the ground.
Also-
in this like
That's a
pristine
great
National
predecessor
Reserve.
to when we went to the fucking where we were having our I guess for lack of a better term our reception dinner.
Oh, your local wedding.
Yeah,
Your local
like
wedding, yeah.
Well, no, like in Vegas, where we went to go have
okay.
dinner after the
All right.
marriage.
Fair point. Let's just tag this in and take note of it right now. Your mother was crushing Fireball and not sweating a drip.
No,
It was
she, And she was,
amazing.
and
It was
she
amazing.
Was under the because there was a moonroof.
Yeah.
That wasn't open.
Oh, she was
but,
in
like,
full sun.
She was in.
I can say that straight up. I was
She ate
I
it
was
up.
I was
She was
wearing
like, no, this is fine. Like I'm
I was
I'm a bus
wearing the
driver. I know how
three-piece.
it
I
is.
might have taken the jacket off, but the bottom line is that I was fucking sweating bullets the whole time, and I looked over at her, and she
She's
was cool as a
solid as a
cucumber,
fucking rock.
throwing back
she
fucking
was-
shooters.
she's
like
a
it was her fucking job.
She wasn't. They weren't shooters. Those were legitimate bottles of fucking.
I mean, just being a G about it.
Oh,
No,
straight up
she
G.
was-
Your mom's a G as fuck.
no, she was like, "Oh, you guys are fucking weak,"
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
it's
she's
like-
right. She's right.
and she is kind of
She
right.
is
But
right.
it's like it's also my mother. I don't want her doing that.
Yeah.
I know.
I
like,
really
this is
like
gonna come up.
I'll put it to you this way: it's like the vibes that I got is that all of us were sitting in this fucking limo, and it was very obvious if you just like took a screenshot kind
Yeah.
of scenario.
Yeah.
We were all clearly
Everybody's uncomfortable.
But listen, we were all clearly on our way to a wedding,
Yeah.
and then there's one woman who's just on the bus to Kearney,
Yep.
and that's just what she's doing. Like she's just
Yeah, dude, your mom's G as fuck.
No,
It's just-
she
and
is,
that's
like-
awesome. I mean that as a
Like
compliment.
I give her a lot of shit, but man, she could outdrink all of us.
I know, yeah,
And any
respect.
fucking respect.
Respect, yeah. No, she was just
Like,
go.
she's an old soul.
Yeah,
She's
it
an old
was-
Italian soul, and that's what they do.
It was
That's what they
almost
do.
like it was like to me. It felt like she just looked like she was on the bus to AC.
Yeah.
and we were all just
she
with
was
her.
done with us.
Yeah.
She was done with us at
Yeah.
that stop.
And she was just chilling, and like the way that she was looking around this limo, it's like
So
we were being the
Judgy.
obnoxious ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You know,
because we were. Because she's like, she was obnoxious a bit, but like, not like how we were, because we can't handle that.
Oh, I was bitching and moaning.
Oh,
like a fiend.
Jill was, I was bitching and moaning. I
was
had
hot.
yeah, it was hot. I was in polyester, and
I was
I'd
just
done this
annoying
already,
Christina.
but yeah, you had your own problem. that
I was hyper focused on that problem. Unfortunately, like,
I didn't notice.
I
it
will be
until we
honest.
got
I felt
out.
the worst for Christina too. To be
well, but
quite,
also she was like, "Don't talk to me."
yeah, I
But
knew
in
you had it
retrospect,
covered, but
she
I was
should've
just
been
like, I just felt
backwards in
so
that
terrible
car.
for her.
She was, yeah. Well,
She should have been where I was, like going forward.
Well, probably yes, and like it was what it was. And then Pete, you actually did a good job. But also, that's also when we found out that like the priest wasn't supposed to be driving. There was another driver that.
Well,
like,
there was a
fucking
thing,
sob
yeah.
story.
There was a
So-
lot of that didn't go to plan, and like I appreciate, like, well, because Pete did
I tried.
overstep.
No,
he
stepped
overstepped.
up. He
but,
stepped up. No, you
but it
stepped
was
up.
like I appreciate it, but I was just like, I just want this. I want my marriage. Like the
right.
I get that this is
might
going
overstep a
on,
little bit. That's
like,
my bad.
and I'm angry about that, but I'm still trying to make my wife okay. You know, like I'm upset about this, but like, all right, I'll put that on.
You
the
wanted
back
it to
burner.
go smoothly.
I
was
wanted
mostly
everything
angry.
to just be like kind of cool, you know. Like I know there's a lot that I have to bitch about, but it's just like let's just
All right, I'm gonna move the story.
Let's get it through.
I'm gonna move this. You had a very beautiful wedding. It was quick, efficient.
It was nice.
My wife did the diatribe of WandaVision.
The diatribe of WandaVision.
What the fuck
There's
does
a
that
part
mean?
of WandaVision which I appreciate.
Oh,
because
you're
I'm
talking
a
about
nerd.
her vows.
Her vows, yeah.
okay.
And she quoted. It was a show, the WandaVision show
Yes,
we
it's
were
a
watching.
Disney
we
Plus
watched before,
Marvel
but,
show.
But and it's like no, it's not a horrible show. It's a good show.
I said it's a
but-
Disney Plus Marvel show.
All right. Like, it's all right. But like,
Here we are.
she's like that was part of her vows, and
Yeah.
like I recognized it when she started saying, I'm like, oh, that's good.
Yeah.
And like I was very haphazard because I lost my vows because I smashed my phone,
It was, yeah, you're an
and
asshole.
then I had to. Yeah, well, I had my mother there, so I had a lot going on.
I thought that the
I
vows
love
were very
the vows.
sweet.
No, I
People
thought they were very
honest,
like literally once we
think
were there in
mine-
position.
Mine should have been better, and I regret losing my phone because I had a lot of good things.
I thought
in
that. I know.
I think
I
you did a
disagree with
But
you.
very
I did.
good.
Like I kind of did it
thought
on
it
a
was very
fly
nice.
kind of thing
Well,
of
no,
memory.
and listen,
but
No, I think it was
straight up,
nice.
you could tell
Was it okay?
was what you. No, you
It was
cannot.
okay,
no,
right?
whether you were reading it off or not, and you had to make it up on the spot because your phone was fucked. That doesn't matter. You could tell it's what you actually felt. It was genuine.
yeah, all right.
Yeah.
All right. That's. Like, I hope that's what.
No,
shown
it was.
at
It
last,
was.
at
And
least.
that's really all that fucking matters.
Yeah,
Because you guys are
it's
crazy
hard.
about each
it's
other.
hard.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. We hate each other, but
well,
we
no, I
love
know.
each other.
That's why I said
like,
you're crazy about each other.
Yeah.
You love and fucking despise each other
We're
constantly.
two different.
Well, isn't
very
that
different
love?
People. We're two very different
Yeah.
people, and we make it work, and we make each other better.
No, you do, and that's like very much my situation too. But like, I give a lot of props to Pete. He got Christina up into the front of the limousine on the way back,
Oh yeah.
which I mean stabilized the situation, I guess at best. But
It was
like, I
a
appreciate
stronger
that.
air condition than
Yeah,
what was
yeah.
in the back.
But,
It's the
like,
only air
when we
conditioner.
got back, I mean, she ejected out of the limousine, and I just chased after her.
Yeah, she wasn't
Oh, yeah,
okay.
she
No,
didn't
no,
even
she
come.
was in a real bad way.
She didn't even come to the dinner. 'cause
No,
she
no,
was too
she
sick.
wasn't- All right, and so
I
we
get,
had
no,
like
that makes sense. Like
no, we
I-
had yes. So
That's fine. Like I know she was very worse for wear.
yeah, after we got back, we had like an hour or so. We'll just call it that.
Something, yeah.
We were all going out to dinner right off Old Vegas Strip, off Fairmont there.
It was the next trip over.
Yeah,
was
pretty
where
much,
we were
yes.
going. Yeah.
Christina was in a real bad way.
Yeah.
And I know she wasn't the only I know Jill also had a big fucking issue.
Not as
She
bad,
had-
but
Not as
Jill
bad,
had
but
a
yeah.
big issue the
Yeah.
night before. Or at least she just got too fucked up.
yeah.
On-
Well, they had heat exhaustion, but Christina had it pretty bad.
She was
She had a
Well,
real.
no,
she
Christina
had it pretty
had the
bad.
heat
yeah.
exhaustion. But Jill, it was like she was recovering from the a couple nights before where
Yeah.
she overdid it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
In
yeah.
a
No,
weed
she was
sense,
yeah,
not
she
an
was fucked
alcohol
up.
sense.
Yeah.
She was just like
Yeah, I mean listen, we were all gross. I chased Christina back to the room, essentially. She took a cold shower.
Yeah.
I went and
Cool the body down.
found, eventually, the vending machines in that
You
hotel.
were there for the.
I was, yeah. We're not there yet. I tried to get her set up because I know I've been in a situation. I work in a vehicle in the summer that can get up to like 125, 130 degrees. It's tough. You're always combating. You got to drink. I'll bring 2 gallons of water with me any given day. It's tough. And if you're not on top of it, I've been in that situation. You don't want to eat. You don't want to fucking drink, even though you have to.
That heat exhaustion. You
just
don't
feel
want to eat.
so sick.
I've been in that situation.
Yeah, your body is kind of shutting down because it's
I don't want to
overheating.
eat anything.
I get it.
So I went and found the vending machines, and like, I knew she would have to eat. There was no way. She was dead until the next day.
Yeah, she has to,
I knew that going into it. Yeah. I got her like, because she likes ginger ale. She is upset, so I got her ginger ale. I got her water. I got her a bucket of ice.
You did all the good things.
I got like
you did everything you could.
No, yeah. I got the shitty fucking cheese and bullshit crackers out of the vending machine. You know what I mean?
Cheese doesn't sound like a great venue, but all right.
It was very limited in options. Believe me. She can't eat condoms. But
well, not with that attitude.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But yeah. So she went to bed. She's down at that point, and good for her. Yeah. Because she needed it.
No, she needed it. Yeah.
And then we went to dinner.
I love that. Like, that was a good dinner.
It was a good dinner.
A good place, and like
there's nothing crazy to talk about except for the interaction between the waitress and your mother.
Well, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Now talk about your mom.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Now we can talk about my mom will stare down any asshole and be like, whatever.
Tell us what happened.
We walked in to the place and we had a reservation. So
it's a fairly
already
fine.
Like, we have a thing. Like we have a table reserved for this. And my mother, it was me, my mother. You were there, and there was another person.
We were all there. Yeah, it was like 8 of us.
I thought there were some people like on the outside.
I was sitting next to your mom.
We had like 8 of us.
No, before this is just at the sitting down, and like there were still people I think outside,
maybe
not doing anything. They were just like waiting to get in.
Sure.
And the I guess, for lack of a better term, hostess was telling my mother,
like a 17-year-old girl.
Yeah, she was very young. Like, she was just doing her job. And like, she shouldn't have to be put through this. But she told my mother, "Oh, you can't bring outside drink."
Yeah.
And my mother,
as she's holding
a
fireball in her hand,
2 fireballs, and she's finished one by the time that this happened. Where the hostess is like, seriously though, like,
and she was very cute and
she was very cordial. Like,
not trying to be a dick about it.
No,
But
she was more cordial than she should have been.
Yeah. So just to, real quick, I'm going to interject. Just to paint this picture, we've gathered around the table. We are all getting, we're all like getting ready to do the thing, and the hostess has been so gracious as to allow the finishing of one fireball. Right. And now here we have Moses' mother.
And
she's got another one in her hand.
She's saying like, you can't have that here, and my mother's like, yeah, I get that. Sip.
Just
straight in front.
Like, just sip.
Just rude as shit. It's rude
as shit.
And then I go to my mom, I'm like, no, you can't have a drink here. And she's like, oh, are they serious about that? I'm like, yes.
It's a restaurant.
Yes.
You cannot bring in your own
serious
food.
About this. And she looks at the hostess.
Yeah.
Dead in the eyes.
Dead in the eyes. And pounds that fucking fireball. That she had coming in. Like, this is out of the fucking
It's
limo.
honestly, like, straight up, it's the most real scenario that I've ever seen.
It
where
would be
someone has just disrespected somebody looking straight into their eyes.
But it wasn't disrespectful.
And just to say, no, it was. It was.
It kind of was. She looked. It's like, learn your fucking business. My mother was teaching her a thing.
I get that. But your mother looked straight into her eyes and
like,
drank that drink without blinking.
She pounded a Dixie cup full of fucking
and that's what I'm saying to you. She looked straight into that hostess's eyes.
That girl was just like, okay.
Yeah. And she drank that drink without blinking the whole time.
That girl
stared into her soul.
Hostess?
And your mother was basically looking right at her and just said, I don't give a fuck about
I will
anything
abide by
that
your
you
rules,
think.
but I don't agree with any of it.
I'm doing it on my terms.
Yeah. It was, I mean, honestly, like, because, like, my reaction to that, I was, like, 2 feet away from her on the opposite side. So I watched it happen, and I felt like a puppy.
That was
where
the
it's
best
like, or I'm just, like, watching
That
my
was
parents
the best
fighting.
case scenario.
Yeah.
Like,
no, we know that.
I already saw what was going to happen. Like, I was already dealing with this ages ago, like days before. Like, I've already dealt with this drunk mother.
Right.
And I'm like, when I saw that, I'm like, all right, she's learning.
I felt
This is the best fucking case scenario because nobody's going to talk my mother down. She's going to do what she does.
This is for those of you
God
who
bless
have
you
for
if
those
you
of
think you
you
can do better.
For those of you who have seen It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh my God.
I am reminded of when they were putting on like some sort of a play, and there's a point in it at the very end of the
which one?
episode
I'm sorry.
where Charlie Day at the very end of it is huffing glue,
and
he's supposed to be putting on a show for these critics, and instead of doing the show that he was supposed to do, he does his own show, and he basically his theme ends with saying, "Go fuck yourself."
There's
this, exactly, and what's his name from Under the Bridge, Duncan, where like whatever his name is, where he just goes, "Oh shit." That's how I felt when your mother did that to that lady. I was just like, "Oh shit."
Oh, yeah. And listen, this is
I've never seen somebody so dragged through the mud.
Listen, it's something that happened. I don't think it's bad, but she iced that girl
Oh
so
my
hard.
God. She like rubbed her fucking nose in it.
She iced a
that
lot
bitch
of
will
us.
never forget
Oh,
that.
no,
That's not right.
I don't know if it was ever noticed, but she iced a lot of
Oh,
us.
for sure.
That's just
Your mother never ices me. I'm fucking gorgeous.
She iced
Your mother
you.
loves
She
me.
iced
She doesn't.
you.
Your mother
Yeah,
fucking
yeah,
loves me.
you
Fuck
didn't
yourself.
fucking realize
Your mother
it.
fucking
Also,
loves
like,
me.
listen,
My mother
I'm a
is
fucking
old
peach.
school as fuck.
Yeah, I'm a handsome fucking Colombian, man. Your
Yeah,
mother
that
fucking
doesn't
adores
matter
me.
as fuck.
Don't be jealous that your mother thinks I'm attractive.
No, and like straight up.
Ah, you don't get nothing for that, huh?
I got plenty for that.
Yeah. Oh, do you?
Yeah, my mother
you're
leads
sitting
you
on it,
on.
though?
My mother leads you on.
This is where we're
She knows you got money.
Listen.
Shut up for a second. Shut up for a second. This is why it's called Loud and Drunk, people.
Living up to the name.
This is very, because I do the same thing with your mother.
Oh, my mother adores you.
Yeah.
And I'm not ashamed to
Weirdly
admit it.
enough.
My mother's a Jew, so she would never fucking bang you. So.
Well, let's not get into whose mother would bang who.
I'm just saying, I got pretty good odds, and Moses
I
doesn't.
just want to say, I
Go
absolve
fuck
you,
yourself.
son.
Oh, thank you.
This is loud and drunk, not loud, drunk, and fighting.
Yeah.
Ah, sorry.
That's really more of like
It's
an
always
Irish.
fighting.
I'm just saying, if Moses' mother would like to make love to me, I'm open to the idea.
bitch.
I'm not going to rule it out. She's an older
bless you.
woman, and you know,
God bless you.
God bless you, my
That's
child.
weird and gross.
I'm just saying I'm open to it. I'm not fishing
birthright.
for it, but
All right, let's leave the mothers out of this.
Yeah. At least
I'm
for
just
now.
saying that I propped the screen door open. That's all.
Oh, you son of
It's always
a...
open.
you son of... Don't
always
engage.
I'm going to engage on this.
All right, so listen. Moses had a great wedding. Yeah, there were some trip-ups, and his
His
mother's
mother
a
loves
gangster. Shut up.
Peace mother loves my nutcrackers.
We had a great time. But yes, there are stresses to fucking proposing to somebody, and my girl proposed to me, so I feel special. If you have a problem with that, get fucked, and here we are.
You don't deserve it, but I'm glad that happened.
Thank you.
It's.
I'm still waiting for your mother to propose to me, but
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
All right, Daddy.
Oh, don't.
Let's play that game.
Yeah. Oh, I want to go to college now.
Dan, do you have a hard intersection topic we can...
Oh, man, I got a hard
Dan, toss me the ball. Toss me the ball, Dan.
God damn it. God damn all of you.
Tell us about your dog.
That was a previous episode.
You deserve that, first of all.
What did he do? Did he cut himself or something?
No, I dropped my cigarette.
Oh, good. Good. I hope it's somehow made its way up your ass somehow.
No, it's so there.
All right, gentlemen. You're engaged.
Yes, I'm
this
engaged.
motherfucker's married. I know you.
Uh-oh.
And I know you have thoughts about marriage and how dumb it is.
Oh,
That's true. So I'm just waiting for them to legalize gay marriage so that I can finally find myself a suitor.
We got to pick a topic here, man.
yeah,
marriage in general or gay marriage? What do you want to do?
Okay, I'm going to take the misdirection here, and I just attack on to the previous conversation. I always thought marriage was dumb. I don't particularly believe in getting the state involved in your affairs anymore. We already have to deal with it so much.
I think that there's,
that
in
part
general,
of it is shitty.
I 100% agree with what you just stated. I think that personally my sentiment is, and I'm the only one, like, for the most part, where it's like, I don't actively seek that in some way or have it or whatever. My bottom line is that I think that the relationship that exists between people, the way in which we draw these lines is semi-arbitrary. In other words, we don't ask for the government to sanction our friendships, but we want for them to sanction our romantic relationships.
So you're saying government should be involved in friendship?
Absolutely. You should need to register with the government, and that's what I'm getting at. You should need
It'll
to go
help a
and
lot
fill out the paperwork really quick. It
Tax
doesn't
breaks
take
for
much
friendship?
time. No, Dan, we're not talking about that. No, there's no tax breaks.
I'm on board with Dan, yeah.
The bottom line is that I think that whatever engagements people want to create within their own relationships as they describe, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I think that's a lovely thing. But you shouldn't feel the obligation to involve the government and sanction.
That
and
obligation
so on and so
should be
forth.
put on the friends that you're involved with.
Shut up.
Like, friends should tell you to get married.
Oh, well, he
like,
doesn't
not
listen.
the government.
No, you should. If you want to be,
married,
I'm waiting to marry you, but you're engaged now apparently. So
No, I'm married
Dan, I guess it's you and I, buddy. I think that my personal opinion is that if you love someone, you want to have that monogamous, make some sort of an officiality to it, then you do that in an old-fashioned sense. So in other words, you have... Well, yeah, no, you can have an open relationship as well. You can do whatever you want to do. My point is that you shouldn't have to it shouldn't be related to your taxes and your money. I know why it is.
Right.
I know why
Right,
it's that
right.
way. But what I'm saying is that
breaks,
by
but, like, it's
doing it that way, by doing it through the government, my personal opinion is that you're in some ways watering down the value of that relationship. In other words, it's that if what you're talking about is love, if we want to talk about this like ethereal belief of, this close relationship that's like
idea,
magical in its own way, then if you think that you need to have the government involved in that, then aren't you just by definition kind of negating the initial point of that it's love,
It's
that
kinda wild.
that it's magical.
And here's the thing. So, like, Christina's always known how I always thought marriage was kind of a wacky thing unto itself.
Yeah.
But, like, in the way that she proposed me, it's like, yeah, we are setting our commitment, but, like, when and if a wedding actually ever happens, it doesn't really matter.
Right, exactly.
Because now the purpose has been set.
Yeah. If
Oh my
you're
God.
in love. It's that simple.
I want to officiate your thing, and I'll do the proper steps to make that happen.
There you go. Yeah, it's
Universal Life
very
Church of
subtle about it
California,
as
you
well.
can get it
I'm
done.
glad that you eased your way into that.
And that's when he slips in.
Also, this is not the first time I've heard
Justin
this.
probably doesn't even know that you're pressing him.
I'm about them getting married because they deserve.
You just want to officiate.
Yeah,
a
no,
wedding.
they deserve to have Moses
deserve
officiate
happiness.
their wedding.
They deserve happiness, and I'm the only one.
You're the one that's going to usher it in?
Yeah, I'm the one that could facilitate that.
You should have Ed do it just out of spite.
Oh, you son of a bitch! I'm gonna do it behind him.
We'll have a knife fight beforehand. To get to
I'm
this.
into
I don't know
this.
if I could beat
I'm
Ed
into
in a
this.
knife fight.
We're going to need a camera for that.
If
We're
you
gonna need to
break my
broadcast that.
bike
Don't
a
worry, it's
second
not
time,
happening.
Fuck your
soon.
bike. Fuck your bike and whatever that's about. But
it's about my bike.
fuck
I'm going to say it,
bike.
people. He's
a
being
smack.
cunty.
Yeah, he's being a little
I'm
country.
gonna smash your bike more.
Welcome, everybody, to the Loud and Cunty podcast. I'm producer Dan.
But it's like, listen, it's the only reason, not the only reason. I truly love Christina, and like she loves me. All that other, like the logistical legality bullshit, like that doesn't matter. We've set our commitment, and like if we get married, it's not for any benefit. It's because like we're both fine.
It's just because you want to.
Yeah.
And that's what it
It's just
should
a
be.
Step
Yeah.
above of what you're doing. Like it's just
It's the bottom line is that you do that additional thing because you want to. My opinion would be
I feel
that
bad for the people that think they have to for.
Well,
you don't
shouldn't
have to,
do
and
anything.
you never need to involve if you don't
Yeah.
want to.
Right.
You don't. Nobody should feel obligated to make their romance, their love,
that's-
whatever,
that's- it-
official
my
by
biggest-
involving the government.
Yes, my biggest complaint, I think, if you really boil it down, is like, why do we have to have a legality paperwork type thing? And I'm not like, listen, I'm not trying to say like anything that falls on the back end of a bad romance or anything like that.
Yeah.
But like, why does it have to be the case that you have to register with the government?
No, it doesn't, because two
It's
people
weird.
again, and I'll
makes
relate
it
it back
weirder
to that
because then it's
relationships,
contractual.
regardless as to what the relationship is. Some are romantic, some are it's two people engaged in what they're doing. Sometimes it's a friendship. It's whatever
Sometimes
the fuck
it's a
it is.
business
The bottom
move.
line is
Well,
that
yeah.
the relationships that you form in your life, you should not feel obligated to get sanctioned from the government for that. You should not have to involve
You should need
the
a
government
sanction
in
by
that.
those around you, not
But that's just
the
it.
government.
Yeah, but
Like, like a sanction from us, like your friends.
The sanction,
Those that
the
fucking
sanction
see you
is
all
the
the
sanction that you give yourself, and
It's
you
the
give
open market, baby.
and you give yourself that sanction because you have the sanction from other people, if that's relevant to you. In other words, if all of your friends hate the person that you're with, maybe you don't give yourself that sanction.
Sure.
Right?
Well, you take that into consideration.
That's what I'm
because
saying,
love is
though.
love
The bottom
and
line is that, do you
whatever,
really
but
give a shit what Joe Biden thinks of your relationship?
I don't give a
Absolute.
fuck what you guys think about my relationship.
Well, then there you go.
You
So if you don't care what I
like,
think, then why would you care
I
what Joe
love
Biden
that
thinks,
woman,
or Donald
and
Trump,
that's
or
what
any of
I'm
these
in.
people? It's
I'm into that.
It's completely irrelevant what
don't
the
have to
government
get it.
thinks of
You
your
don't have
love.
to get it. Like, I get you have your judgment, and you may or may not. Like, maybe mine is like less of.
The bottom
Yeah,
line
but,
is
like,
that one of the most
well, everybody
basic,
loves Nancy.
one of the most basic things
not
that
so much.
one of the most basic things that you can do in life is to form relationships
Yep.
with other people.
No, 100%.
And you should never, ever, ever, in my opinion,
You shouldn't change them based on somebody else's
You should
opinion.
never. You should never. I mean, yes, definitely.
Like,
But
you
you
have
should
a
also.
relationship.
You should never feel the need to seek the sanction of a government. Like that's to me, that's like one of the most basic freedoms.
It
That if
feels
you're
like-
in
I
love with
feel like it
somebody,
cheapens
a man, a woman,
it
whoever they
cheapens
are,
it at a
go
base.
and be in love with whoever you're in
Yeah.
love with.
Well,
You
that's
know,
what it comes down to. Is like
nobody
there's a
should
lot
interfere
of,
with that. That's your business.
There's a lot of stigma that comes down from like we just call it past practice, whatever tradition, if you want to call it that. But it's
It
like
is
that.
a tradition of sorts.
Yeah, it's old world shit. Call it whatever you want.
is
It doesn't
old world
fucking
shit,
matter.
yeah.
Marriage in the eyes of the state is all about childbearing, and that is
Well,
a
it's very-
thing which is gone.
It's very adequate. And like, listen, I'm not upset. Like, I'm glad to be engaged to Christina, and we'll figure that out whenever we want to figure that fucking out. But like the institution itself, I mean,
Is
think
ridiculous.
Think back to like the early 20th century, late 19th century, where you had the Lonely Hearts clubs and stuff like that. Marriage was something you kind of had to do to maintain a homestead.
Obligatory.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it
that's
was
not
very
right.
obligatory.
You know, the bottom line is that the way that we look at it in the modern world is that the relationship should be based off of the actual feelings that are involved.
We
all
yes.
basically embrace that
Yeah.
these days.
We have the
because of that,
luxury
yeah.
these days to marry or whatever, have any situation you want, just based on your want of a situation. Are you going to throw up? No. Okay. Just because of want and not need. All of our old situations that we still very much live with in the United States are based on having children to work the land.
Yeah.
Our school system is still built on the calendar of that situation.
Yeah, exactly. Daylight savings time
Yeah.
and shit is
Yeah.
all based around
But
that.
it's all right. If I can put anything out to the world, like do things because you want to do them, not because they're expected of you or you think that there's some economic benefit or whatever the case may be. But like, do what you want to do. Be happy. Just be happy.
Exactly.
That's it.
the name of the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't.
Do
like,
what makes you happy.
Thank you.
It's nice of you to paraphrase.
Get on it.
But like the
Just do it.
Yeah, just do it. Just do it. It's the one thing Nike was good about.
On the note of emotions, I'm so glad with how upset Justin is right now, and rightfully
I'm
so.
sorry, I don't think I've been this. But do what you want to do. Be good to the people that are good to you. Other than that, listen. Like, and this expands further out. But I'm like, you can only care about so many people.
Yeah.
Take care of
100%.
you and yours.
Yeah.
Be happy. Don't let the outside world dictate your personality.
Love yourself.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's very astute.
And like, yeah,
Just love yourself, man.
you're not wrong, but you're. You were.
do what you do, man. This is so good.
So, 2 thoughts.
Yes, please, Dan. Thank you. Interject any way you can.
So, in terms of marriage and government being involved with it,
Yeah.
you have 2 rules of thumbs, 2 schools of theories here.
Yeah.
You have the idea that when a man engages in the institution of marriage,
Yeah.
that it not only comes with the commitment to the woman,
Right.
but it's also, if you fuck up in any shape, way, or form, you have the threat of a gun pointed at your head.
Yep.
Because essentially, she could just make shit up. And
Oh,
now all of a
listen,
sudden you're a
yeah.
wife-beating drunk,
Yeah.
and you have the full threat of the
That's-
government
right.
on you.
That's
that
all.
being said, like he could do that too.
But also at the same time,
Not to the same level.
but also at the same time,
level,
if you
yeah.
don't have those kind of protections, you can be that guy.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to protect the woman in that
There's
situation.
Right, yeah.
Well,
it goes
know
in both.
who you're getting involved with.
I mean,
Yes,
that can.
but you're now. No, we're not getting into domestic violence type of stuff because that's way too. We've only got a few
way
more
too
minutes
broad
left. Yeah.
for-
Just
yeah.
fucking.
But Pete, you had a thought. No, you stop now. Pete,
I was merely going
Can't
to
stop
say
one
that regardless of the circumstance that one finds themselves in, the bottom line is that it comes down to I guess like the brass tacks of it is that you choose to engage in a relationship as a human being, whoever you are, and it could be any type of relationship. And I think that really you need to decide, for yourself. Does the government have a say in that? And for myself personally,
The government
I
has
think
no
that
say.
yeah, for myself personally, it's that I choose my own relationships. Don't get me wrong, if there is abuse or some sort of violence involved, but it's a different thing then. So in other words, for myself, it's that I think that what it comes down to is that you choose the relationships that you choose. And
also-
the government has no real involvement there.
And also take your
choose
time.
them. Yeah.
Oh yeah, take your time.
Take your time.
That's
Learn who
that's
you
a great
are
component
before.
of life.
Oh yeah,
It's
yeah,
just-
yeah. People
it's
get
just like
married
taking
young.
time.
Yeah.
They don't know what they're doing. I agree with
And
that.
listen, and sometimes it
I've
works
made
out.
stupid decisions
Sometimes
myself.
it does work out, but it's the most
Sometimes, yes.
comfortable thing.
Yeah.
But
And-
life, none of us get out clean. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
Never gonna get out.
And again, it's 100%. Yes, nobody gets out clean. The situation is just the situation of life.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why I feel that the government should not be a
only complicates things
predecessor
more. Yeah.
to doing any of
It
these
complicates
things.
it more,
You
but it
should,
does
if you want to have a relationship with another human
it
being on
does
this
light
planet,
fires under
I don't give a
asses.
shit if they're another American or if they're from the other side of this planet. Doesn't matter. If you want to have a relationship with somebody, whatever the nature of that relationship is, if it's mutual, consensual,
love.
all of these things, then nobody else has any right to be involved in that. That's a choice that you
Agreed.
make. It's one of the only freedoms that you really have because there's not a lot of freedoms in this world. We like to make these,
No,
we like
the whole freedom
Yeah.
game's a whole
we like
different-
to pretend
Yeah,
that there is.
yeah.
It's more
but-
of an argument game than a freedom game.
Yeah, but the reality of it is that we don't have a lot of freedoms. We live in a society, and if you want to be in a relationship with somebody else, a friendship, a romantic, whatever, you make that for yourself.
Yeah.
No one else, unless you choose for them to be involved, should be involved. And it's that simple.
For each and every one of us, this is our experience. The way I look at it, this is our one experience. You get your life, however long or
And
short
then
it
we're
may
dead.
be. And
That's it.
ultimately what it comes down to is you got to make sure that you are happy and you take care of
Exactly.
you and
Yeah.
yours.
Things that you enjoy.
Nobody,
Yeah.
and nobody should be telling you how to live.
No.
And you shouldn't listen to anybody who tells you how to live.
No.
No. You live your fucking
Chase
life.
what makes you happy and don't. And this
do
has
it till it
particularly
kills
gotten
you.
worse in the era of social media. You can't let the world dictate.
You shouldn't take them that seriously.
No. And that's what people are so, in the generation we are now, that is so internet attached. It's like you
that's where they
can't
make
let the
their
world
money.
dictate. You got to follow what makes you happy. And also, ultimately, some people are going to be fucking sociopath pieces of shit. And they got to be
There's
dealt
always
with.
going to be shitty people in the world.
But like, for you, if you're a normal fucking person, don't try to prove something to the world. Just do something that fulfills you.
Just be
Yeah,
yourself.
exactly.
Don't
Yeah.
try to prove yourself.
Make yourself happy because you'll be dead
be
soon.
Just be yourself. Don't try to prove yourself.
Is that how we're ending it?
I think that's a good way.
Can you break out another 5 hiccups right into the mic right
I
now?
probably can.
Do it up. Let's hear it.
Okay, we got one.
I thought I was going to get cured.
But all right, yeah. Everybody ultimately out there, like if you find somebody you like and love, take your time,
do
really
what you
learn
do.
about yourself, really learn about that person, and like it's there. You don't have to jump into things so fast. I don't give a fuck what society tells
Learn
you.
about yourself.
Well, that's probably paramount.
That's
Yeah,
Let me
that's
jump
the
in
thing.
here real quick.
please.
Because one of the things that we did throw out was the gay marriage thing. And I want to real
Yeah.
quick
Oh,
make
yeah,
a
yeah,
quick
yeah.
point. You guys can react and we get the fuck out
Sure,
of here.
sure. Yeah.
One thing with the gay marriage debate, which has come up recently because of the Roe v. Wade overturn
Oh,
and
yeah,
then all
yeah,
the
yeah,
stuff
yeah.
that came out with that. One point I wanted to make, and this is where conservatives and Republicans get it wrong in terms of the gay marriage. Why would you ostracize a group of people that you could easily win over to your side?
100%.
Because these are a group of people that want to get married.
Yeah.
Don't pay money
and-
to get married.
No,
when it's
that's
your-
not the point I'm trying to make.
No, yeah.
The point I'm trying to make is the most sexually conservative thing you can do is get married.
Yeah.
In a group of people that stereotypically have orgies, are very promiscuous,
Yep.
all that stuff. It is the way you convert people to your ideology.
You're absolutely right.
When you get married, you are making a pledge to this one person.
Yeah.
You're the only person I'm going to fuck for the rest of my life.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's a very conservative belief.
It's the most sexually conservative thing you can
Yep.
do other than not having sex. So my point
Thank you.
is that you're getting this. I understand the idea, the principle, the religious background to it, because marriage is between a man and a woman.
Sure.
Yada yada yada.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a thing that we can go full circle to what we've been talking about.
Right.
Marriage is not between a man and a woman, and marriage is not between two people that love each other. It's among a man, a woman, or two people that love each other and the government.
Right.
And it's
Yeah.
something that the
Absolutely.
conservatives, Republicans never talk about.
Yeah.
And if you can
it's
actually,
big government.
Yeah, it's big government because everybody wants a piece of big government.
Which
just
is
depends
wild.
on the side
Everybody
that
wants
you
to
are.
get paid for whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
They just all want to get. They all want to wet their beaks.
Yeah,
in some
exactly.
degree or another.
bullshit.
But if you wanted to win an election and get a decent, not even like a good share, because you have generations of gay people that you want to win
absolutely.
over, you would start by at least saying, this is actually the most conservative thing that
Right.
two people,
Right.
regardless of sexual orientation, as long as they are above age,
Yeah.
can do, and we welcome it.
Right.
And so you should vote for us because we actually think you should get
We're
married.
going to
and-
give you protections in that
we'll
right.
give you protections, and we will uphold the institution of marriage.
Right.
Now, obviously, we don't have much data on gay individuals
Oh, no, 100%,
rearing
yeah.
children.
Right.
But also at the same time, if you want to win elections, if you want to make cultural change, you can't just stay here and think in any shape, way, or form that you're going to keep winning by saying no.
Right.
You don't get this opportunity when it's not. It's not even the most fucking forthright thing.
Here's
to
the
do.
thing I'm going to say on that. It's going to be a very concise point and with no follow-up. It's just both parties are so confused with what they are that they're practically against the people
The
themselves.
bottom line, just let people do what they. It's a classic case of just fucking government just trying to rule everything, and just let people do what they want to do.
Yes.
If they want to be married, if they want to do whatever it is, whatever. They're not hurting anybody. It's a personal relationship. There's no reason for the government to interject in that. And the Republican Party has taken up this mantle of that they're opposed to XYZ. It's destructive to themselves. And I feel like this is what you were implying. It's contradictory to the very nature.
It's a very
of what
mixed
they were.
message. It's an incredibly mixed message.
It's not even that it's contradictory. It's that it's actively inhibiting their ability to get a certain vote from a certain group of people.
yeah.
That if they had, even in a marginal sense,
Yeah.
Right.
it would tip the scale.
There's no reason to oppose the concept of people being gay, because who fucking cares? That's my general sentiment about it. In my personal real life, it's that I don't give a shit who you're banging.
But
if
also-
you're not hurting somebody, I don't fucking care.
But also at the same point, the way I believe I attack that, and you guys can tell me if I'm mistaken in that. I believe I attack that in a right wing fashion. That if I said that to a group of conservatives and Republicans that weren't too Christian, that weren't too skewed by religion, that'd be like, you know what? That makes a whole lot of sense.
Yeah.
Well, with that, I think we're about done here, gentlemen. So for Moses, Justin, Pete, I'm producer Dan. If you enjoyed this podcast, please subscribe, leave us a 5-star review, Check us out on YouTube and Rumble. Make sure you smash that like button, leave a comment, share, and subscribe. You can also follow us on social media. We are at Loud and Drunk on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and Locals. If you enjoyed this podcast, consider contributing to us on Locals. Thank you for joining us, and until next time, this is Loud and Drunk.